What's going on, y'all, tonight? This is the Battle Blaster kicking back at you. I'm just lighting up a stogie. Got my margarita cooler. My margarita cooler. And we're gonna talk some serious talk tonight. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk some serious talk. We're gonna talk about black people. And why we ain't ready to take our place at the head of the table. And we're gonna talk about why this country continues to keep us where they want to keep us. In its servitude, excuse me, in the servitude position. Now, I've come to realize some things when it comes to us as black people. We don't like to take things for what they were. We don't for what they're worth. We don't like to take things for face value. We don't like to take things seriously. We sit back and we rather be willfully ignorant. We rather just plan our days for Saturday night. Plan your days for Saturday night. What I mean about that, we don't see past Saturday night. Other cultures see a 5, a 10, a 50, 100-year plan for themselves. Black folks, we don't see that. We don't see ahead 10, 15 years. We only see for right now. Only time we see things from for like a couple years ahead is when we said, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Texas, or I'm gonna get this brand new Sherlin coat, or I'm gonna get this type of car, or I want this type of house." But we don't plan for it. You dig? We don't plan for it. No, we don't. We really don't plan. It's either we go into it as we're walking, or when we do get it, it's because we sat down and we planned for it just because we felt that we could do it at that time. It kind of doesn't make sense, but trust me, when I get to the point, it'll make sense. Let's start in one of the categories. We're gonna start in this category as in relationships. Our people, a lot of us. I'm not, I say a very hefty handful, two handfuls. When it comes to having children, we have children with whoever we can have children with, a lot of times, or the person that we perceive at that time to be the person we want to have kids with. You see some woman, she got a great figure, or she's good looking to you. No, the sexuality is great. You want to put a baby in her. Or you see her walking down the street, she got that walk. You just want to get up inside of her and give her that 1-2 knockout punch and get her pregnant. Now, this is speaking from a man's point of view. Though I never had children, thank God. But that's a man's point of view. When it comes to the women, you look at the man and you say, oh, he's good looking, he's this, he's tall, he this, he that, he this, the that, the other. He's cool. Oh, I'm gonna have his baby. He turned me on enough to have his baby. Did you hear me? He's turned on, you're turned on enough to have his child. No real care in the world of seeing if your guys are really compatible down the road. You become linked with this man because you have a child with him now. Just like a man. You become linked with this woman because you had a child with this woman. You never see yourself pass Saturday night. You never see yourself pass the weekend. You just live from Saturday to Saturday. The white man, the Asian man, the Indian man, they planned. And now they all got a seat at the table with the white man. You understand what I'm saying? We are the only group of people who don't have a seat at the table with the white man. Now you might sit up here and say, "Oh, the Africans do." No, they're. Let's put this to. Let's put this in the correct. Um, in the correct filing cabinet on this one. A lot of those people that you see that sits at that table, they are already bought and they're already paid for. A lot of them. Probably one or two aren't, but they'll find a way to get rid of them. Like I said, because the white man, he plans 50 years, 100 years ahead, where we only plan for just a weekend. What I'm gonna wear, what kind of shoes I'm gonna have on, what kind of dress I'm gonna wear, what kind of weave I'm gonna have in my hair. What Nikes I'm gonna wear to the club. What fresh brand new pair of pants and fresh brand new shirt I'm gonna pop off. This is why we are always at the end of we're at the end of at the end of the convention, believe it or not. Because by the time people have already went through and see who they want to see, they don't want to see us unless we're singing and dancing. We're running the football. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're doing something that makes people happy to cheer for us or to dance or have sex to, whatever, they're happy to see that. They're not happy to see us standing at that table with them. Just like in Africa right now, there's a lot of people kicking out the French, They're kicking out the Dutch. They're about to kick the Germans out. The Australians. They're about to kick these people out. The British. Some of these people about to kick them out. Let's keep it real. They're about to kick these people out of there. But the game is too late. It's too late now. Because these motherfuckers got these people. They have armies. They have tanks. They have aircraft carriers. They have bomber planes and aircrafts that they can drop a bomb on you. And they can shoot from the seas. They got destroyers and tomahawk missiles on those destroyers. And some of them on them aircraft carriers. They could be miles off the beach. And they can hit you right in your damn fucking chest. And guess what? We ain't got none of that. See, I've came across a TED talk with this little young kid. He was from Britain, and he's like probably 12, 14 years old. And he was talking about the importance of Africa and why the resources there are important, but the people really ain't. And how the Western world has to take over it because they are the only people that knows what to do with it. They are the only ones that know that those resources is what they need to sustain themselves in their homelands. And what I mean by their homelands, America, Britain, Australia, Germany, Ukraine, places like that. You know, where all white folks were. Western world, the West. And not only was he talking about that, and talking about the removal of black people, this kid was also talking about how China has moved into place and how they are slowly approaching America. Honestly, China has been playing the game. They have been watching very, very closely. Again, we haven't. People in Africa haven't. The folks in Jamaica haven't because they're bought and paid for. Look over in Jamaica. The Chinese is over there building hotels and separate colonies for their people where Jamaicans who have lived there all of their lives can never go back to those beaches or never go back to those areas again. And if they do go there, they're trespassing. How can you trespass on a place that you've been going to all your life? A beach you've been going to all your life. You're not getting paid no money really for working for these people. They want you to work all these crazy hours, but they're not willing to pay you. They're not willing to pay you. But their people who are over you get paid more money. Again, black people, we plan for Saturday night while the rest of the world plans for 20, 50 to 100 years. This country is in trouble. Now, is this black people's fault that this world's in trouble? No, because we are not the people who have been um, we haven't been in charge at all in this land. We have never, ever, ever been in charge. Okay. But somehow, some way, they find a way, and I'm only gonna say this righteously. They find a way to tell everybody it's our fault. It's our fault that this country is failing. It's our fault that the migrants are here. It's our fault that things don't get better in this country because of our neighborhoods. This is bullshit. It's our fault because we don't want to do this or we don't want to do that. When clearly we are the biggest, hardest workers still in this country. But we don't run anything. This is the thing. We don't run anything. Our neighborhoods are a mess because the money that goes is supposed to come into the neighborhoods doesn't make it into the neighborhoods. It makes it into the pockets of the people who's running the neighborhoods who are not us. Who are not us. That money gets split up amongst those people, and certain groups in the neighborhood may get it, particularly Spanish folks. I'm not saying all of them, but the white folks that's in here, they get some type of kickback. Certain parts of the towns are white towns, or white parts of the city that is in the black cities. Um, they get funding, but we won't. Don't you know? Every year there is a certain amount of money set to the side for people who wants to start businesses in every city, every state, every what do you call it? Every municipality. Excuse me. A little drunk, a little bit, but I'm talking some truth. I want you to listen carefully. Let me take a swig. In every municipality, which is a township or whatever, county, whatever, there's money set aside for people who want to create a business. You have to write out a proposal. Not only do you have to write out a proposal, you have to have a projection of how your business is going to be ran, how it's going to make a difference in the neighborhood, all this stuff. This is a part of your proposal, though. You know how it's going to grow and this, that, and the other. And black people in this in our in the areas in those areas, whatever area you're in, whatever city, state, municipality, county, whatever, wherever you at, township, whatever, they make it hard for you to get it, but they make it easy for themselves to get it. They don't have to put too much into it. All they have to do is come in and they can have the paper, they can sign it out, which you ain't supposed to sign out. You're supposed to take it to a notary republic, have them type it up, type your proposal and everything up together, and you come in as a presentation and you give it to them, you surrender to them, where they can't stop you from getting those funds to start a business. These are free funds. You don't have to pay them back. The government gives this to you, and you get, I believe I think that you get a 3-year tax break, and then at the fourth and fifth one, you have to start paying tax after your 5th year of tax. Then you go into your full-fledged taxes or whatever it is you pay. But it's to help you break even, so this way your business can go forward and grow. Now, if I'm wrong, I like I said, this is what I remember. If I'm wrong, please put it into in the comments. But from what I can remember, you do get a tax break for the first 3 years. The 4th and 5th year, you pay a certain amount of taxes, and then after the 5th year, you go back into paying your full taxes. This doesn't necessarily apply to foreigners. They get a 5-year tax break. They don't pay taxes for 5 years. So why is it that the so-called common man and woman of America has to pay for these taxes? And they get a shorter time of a tax break. 3 years is really not even enough to really, get your shit off the ground the way it's supposed to be. Especially in today's economy. And we're going to talk about the economy in a minute too. But with that being said, they are slowly sabotaging the American person, the American people, especially the Black Americans here. They sabotage us more than they sabotage their own, but they all get a little sabotagement along in it. And then when things fall apart and they can't make it, they blame us somehow. The housing crisis. When that came off, guess who they blamed? Us. But the funny part is, a lot of Black people who did buy houses, a lot of us didn't lose our houses. It was white folks that was losing their houses. It was Asian folks who were losing those houses. It was more of them than it was of us. We stayed in our lane. But somehow, some way, they came out with some BS saying that, oh, the Blacks of America, they went out and bought houses during the Clinton years, and they couldn't pay for those houses. And then those houses went up for foreclosure. Those houses didn't go up for foreclosure until your boy Bush got into office, right towards the end of his term. Bush was doing what your boy right now, or not Obama, your boy Biden's been doing, giving money away to any and everybody he could. The housing crisis, that housing bubble, when it exploded, more young white individuals was losing their houses. That's a true fact. You can see that in what's called Black Enterprises magazine. You can check that out there. You can check it out also in the Wall Street Journal. You could check it out also in the Washington Post. Those three, I remember those three. Um, those three. Two of them are newspapers. The other was a magazine. You could actually read about it, and it said verbatim, word for word, what was going on, how things was, what was going on, and how these things transpired. But because a lot of people don't read in this country, we believe what is told to us. This is why we have to teach our children as black people. We need to sit down instead of letting them have these computers, these little phones, and all this shit, and these tablets. Instead of giving them that, take that away from them. Put a book in their hand. Sometimes throw a magazine in their hand, and help them to understand that this world is not fair, and these are the reason why the world's not fair, and you have to use your wits. Reading is part of using your wits because, in other words, to read you must understand. To understand you must comprehend. All that goes hand in hand. Reading is fundamental. You get it? Very fundamental. When you let out a bunch of zombies out onto the world and all they know is their cell phones, they know their computers, and they say that we know what we're talking about, and they bring up a website, not a website, but they bring up some guy talking some bullshit without no real proof to show you. And then they how you say it? They quote him word for word on it, but no research. You're making a group of dumbass people. And let me say that again. You're making a group of dumbass people. The best thing to do to shut people down is to read. Not only to read, but also when you read it, make sure you copy that piece of that paper down, and you make sure you date it for what it said it is. And you make sure you say, this is from the Wall Street Journal. I went to whatever. I went to Staples or I was at school, and I made sure I made some copies of this because I wanted people to understand what's really going on is not by us. See, this country is a racist country. It always has been and always will be until the day that either we have to stop it, which I know would never be stopped through that way, but it only be stopped through violence because that's the only thing that they know. And I'm not preaching violence, I'm just saying. Or they're going to have to be the ones to sit down and tell their own, you know what, this is too late. It's over. This is not too late, excuse me. It's been going on too long and it's over. We gotta let this go. We're destroying this country. We're not making it better. That's the only way you're gonna stop it. The people who's doing it has to stop it. You understand? We can, like I said, it's too much. Again, we need to teach our children how to see things further in the future instead of for the weekend. Okay? weekend. We want to get high. We want to get drunk. We want to have sex. We want to party all the time. We want to tell people what we going to do, what we ain't going to do. But we don't really sit back and say what we need to do. We got to have a plan. Some people have plans, and I'm not saying all of us are like this. Some people, we do have plans. We got plans, and sometimes our plans don't go the way we want them to go. Sometimes they do. If you were to sit around and say, okay, I'm gonna live in this place for 5 years, and then I turn around, I'm saving my money, and then I'm out of here after the 5 years. Sometimes you're gonna get a little kickback in that 5 years. Sometimes you might just get through those 5 years and get out like you say you were. But if you stick to your plan and you do what you say you were going to do, there will be no one to stop you, and there will be no way of stopping you from doing it. Plans are plans, and they do work when you stick to the plan and you are very diligent and you are very disciplined on doing those things. I read about a couple of things, and I'm going to bring them up to you right now. One of the things I read was how in California, I think this is where Gavin Newsom is over in San Francisco. I don't know if they made it legal or they made it illegal. They made it legal. I don't know if they made it legal now, but they were talking about making it in California completely, all the way through the whole thing. But they want to start off in San Francisco, from what I heard. I'm not sure. I just want to make sure I'm right on it. But from what I read on it, they want to make it to a point where if there's two or more people standing on a corner talking, the police can come and arrest you. There's a law already they had out there, and that was for black people. Uh, Let me see something. Um, it was called mob something, mob mentality law, or something like that. I forgot the name. What they call that law again? Let me see. Hold on. Standing laws. Yeah, now you know what's so funny. Now they ain't even got it on there no more. But it used to be called mob something, mob busting or something like that. I forgot what it was called. Jesus Christ, I can't even remember now. I may be trying to look it up on the phone, but it was something about mob something. I doubt it was called mob mentality, mob something. But it was a point where you couldn't. This was actually for black people. Two or more people standing on a corner or standing around somewhere, that was against the law. Now It's back again. And it's in California. Not only did that go, they're trying to get that through. They're also trying to get it through that homelessness is a crime now. You can go to jail for being homeless. People, these folks create the problem. And then they say, hey, not only did we create the problem, we're going to create a solution. That's not a solution. That is not a solution. That's another problem. But this is what it says out of this is one thing they said out of the New World Order they want to bring. This is one of the things they say. Out of chaos will come order. If you notice, for the past probably 4 or 5 years, this country has been going through a hell of a lot of chaos. Actually, a little bit longer, but it's just one is rounding up. Ever since 2016, 2017, it's been winding up, winding up, winding up. Because these people cause the problems. They are the problem causers, and then they will say that they're the problem solvers. Because what's going to happen is people are going to say, "Oh, it's getting so bad out of here. We're willing to do anything." Oh, you willing to give up your freedoms? Yes, we'll give up our freedom. You willing to give up the Constitution, all the Constitution? Yeah, we're willing to give up all the Constitution. All right, come on in. We'll take care of everything, and then everything will stop just like that, just in a snap, just like that. And then when things seem like it's getting back to normal, it's like, oh, everything's back to normal. No, it's not really, because you surrendered all you know, your freedoms to us. Now you're our property. There will be no more retiring. You're gonna work until you drop dead. If you're out there and we got you working in a factory and you have a heart attack or stroke, no reviving, no sending you to the hospital. We're just gonna let you die out there on your own. Take you out the pasture, dump you in a hole, and that's it. No money. You have credits. Oh, I want 2 cigars so I can have one for the weekend and one for the day. Oh no, you can't have no more cigars. I want some steaks. So when I come home, probably on Tuesday night and Saturday night, I like to have a steak. Oh no, you only can have one steak. They already showed us this when they did this COVID thing. This, when they was telling us we couldn't have 2 bags of turkey wings, or we couldn't have 3 bags of 3 boxes of macaroni and cheese, or we wanted to get two things of water. We couldn't get 2 things of water. We can get a gallon and one big uh, 24 pack of water. We couldn't get 2 24 packs and 2 gallons. We had to get 1 gallon, and we can get one 24 pack. If we got a 16 pack, that's all you can get. These people have showed us what they're going to do. They already ran the play. If you remember or not, over in, was that Sweden or Germany, around that area, when they turned off, or was it the Soviet Union, somewhere around there, they turned off the ATMs for like 3 weeks. Nobody could get money. Nobody could pay bills. Nobody could do anything for 3 weeks. I think it was a little bit longer, but I remember. I know it didn't last no more than a month. These people run these scenario tests on us, just like what they're going to do with the what they call this thing again, the electric, what do they call it, the grid, the electrical grid. They're going to blow that electric grid up on us. And we're going to be in the dark for at least about a good 2 to 3 months. Watch what I say. They're going to blame it on these people who's coming in over this border. And if you watch the people that's coming in, Ukrainians, Asians, Africans, Afghanistanis, everybody from everywhere is coming over into this country. And it's not by happenstance. They need people to pull this grid shit off, and these are the people they paid to do so. These are probably people who are vetted by the UN to come and do these things. People gonna sit there and say, "Oh, this is a conspiracy theory." No, no. Keep your eyes open, people. Stop getting high. Stop indulging in stupid shit. Stop worrying about what Beyonce's wearing. Stop worrying about what Jay-Z got on. Stop worrying about what what's the next Super Bowl team going to be. And start looking around. Start looking around. You'll see what's going on. It's clear as day. I told a friend of mine the other day, I said, you need to buy some in the military. We used to have something called, we call them REMs or MREs, you know what I mean? They're ready to eat meals, believe it or not. They're meals ready to eat, however you want to call it, because everybody always says something different. But so I started getting them, stacking up, getting things ready. I keep trying to tell my family members, y'all need to get some of this shit. They looking at me like I'm crazy. Because when shit falls down and you can't get to the store, or people start busting in the stores, grabbing what they can grab, get what they can get, and there ain't nothing on the shelves, you are going to be shit out of luck. Because all of this is happening right now. There are people who are in control of this society that we don't know of, and if you keep your eyes open enough, you can see them, and they're telling you right now. This one guy said, well, the time clock has been running, and it's coming up soon that we're about to do what we have to do to take this whole world into a new direction. First, we have to get the people to surrender their freedoms. We got to get them to bow down to us. Once we do that, remember, this is again, they're causing the problems. And then they'll be the ones to solve the problem they caused. And we're so stupid, we're going to go right along with them. Why? And this is the thing also that I want to bring back. In America, don't you know our food system is poisoned from top to bottom? From our breads, our canned foods, our waters, our meats, everything is poisoned. How do you want a strong nation and you constantly make your nation overweight, heart problems, diabetes, people having strokes and heart attacks left and right? Why? Instead of having a culture of people who are in shape and who can ready and willingly be able to fight if needed. Because that's not what they want. Look what they're doing with these immigrants. They're already saying that they're going to send them to police school, let them become cops and shit. So you're going to have a bunch of people who don't like other groups of people. They're going to become cops. Some will be gang members. They'll become cops, and they'll be able to bust in your house, rape your wife in front of you, beat the shit out of you and your kids and your wife, and then lie, said you did certain things to them, and they'll get you locked up. Very, very bright. Very bright. But this is what we live in. This is the world we live in, folks. This is the world we live in. Which brings me basically full circle back to black people. In the Bible, it says the children of Israel is the key to it all. The day we all become one, and the children of Israel is black people. Don't let nobody fool you. It's the black people here. When we all become one and stop looking at our differences and crying about this, that, the other, and we all say, you know what? We all scream out loud to God at one time and say, you know what? Please come and help us and do what's right. Then our voices will be heard, and things will start all over for us again. And a lot of people simply say, we ain't Israels, we're just black people. Read Deuteronomy from top to bottom, and then you come back and tell me something. The only people who are Hebrew Israelites are the people who would go into slavery again by ships, who would not have power in their hands to do anything, will always be the borrower and not the lender. Only one group of people I noticed like that, because the Spanish folks, the Latin folks who coming over here from those Latin countries, they getting mad money. The Asians who popping up now over here, they're getting a lot of mad money. The Ukrainians who came over here, they're giving them our Social Security money. So you tell me what's going on. They're breaking the bank, so this way when the bank gets broke, guess what happens? That's it. Ain't nobody to blame, but they're going to blame us somehow. And the reason why they're going to blame us, because some of us are finally waking up. A lot of us are starting to wake up, actually. We're saying we're not voting for Democrat nor Republican. And he had someone say, you know what, I'd rather see Trump in office, because he's going to get rid of these damn illegals. So be it. But this country's on its way out. And I tell my people like this all the time. Prepare yourself. Because this is where the fun begins. It's going to be a bumpy, bumpy, bumpy ass ride. And if you ain't got God by your side, you're done. So you better start repenting now. Asking him to forgive you for all your sins and everything. Because we about to go through it. Alright? This is the Battle Blaster. I'm out. Peace.